really interested in having that conversation. I have to tell you that.
Hi everyone, it's Greyson, and this is Greyson Talks Everything. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. Do be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel to support me. You can also follow my Instagram where you can get the latest updates on when videos of mine are coming out, and to just admire some art that I regularly post. Some of that should be popping up somewhere. And usually, or like, no, not usually, always, in my description, there's a link to my Instagram where you can support me on there as well. But my Instagram tag should be popping up somewhere on the screen as well right now. So, yeah. Today we're going to be discussing The Falcon and the Winter Soldier again, because the first episode came out today, and I really liked it. It was really good. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that real quick. But yeah, so we're discussing The Falcon and Winter Soldier, episode 1. There wasn't a lot to talk about in this episode. But then again, there also kind of was. So I'm pretty sure this one might be a little short. And not as spoilery, but there's still going to be a little bit of spoilers. So you've been warned. Alright, let's get on to this video. So I feel like after just coming out of WandaVision, just like a week ago, which was a psychological mystery thriller in a sense, for only a week later, we're getting straight into the action in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is more of a Tom Clancy-like political thriller with Oliver Stone-type exploration of the pros and cons of military life. It's almost like traveling into a different world, because both shows are just so stylistically different. Another key difference from WandaVision is that there are more prevalent references to the larger MCU that are more thoughtful and poignant rather than mind-blowing and game-changing in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I did like in the first episode as well that they really try to show you that, like Steve Rogers, Bucky is also a man out of time trying to live a civilian life who suffers from major PTSD from his time as a mind-controlled Hydra agent. And you see this heavily in the episode where he was trying to get through a date but got a little nervous, and him just going to therapy and trying to open up, and to even him trying to make friends with the father of a man he killed back in his Winter Soldier days. And I thought that was all very interesting and very well done when it came to Bucky Barnes. And then there is Sam Wilson, who is trying desperately to be a hero to his country and his family, even though his sister in the show has expressed heavily that she didn't want his help at all. And in comparison to Colin Kaepernick, which was very well done, Sam discovers that when he is not in costume, his country therefore doesn't really care about him at all. Like when he's trying to help his sister get a loan to help the family business with his military discount, and all the guy wanted was a picture with him and refuses to help his sister, which was all very well done and very fascinating to really think about. The episode does end on a fantastic cliffhanger in which you meet the new Captain America, U.S. agent. But it's through the eye we see this through that makes the cliffhanger so powerful, with amazing political and social commentary, and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier doesn't pull any punches commentary-wise. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier also has villains that are a very good reflection of our societal and political issues, especially with the Flag Smashers. When it comes to the Flag Smashers, at least in the context of the MCU, the Flag Smashers are an anarchist group who believed that the world was better off and more united after Thanos decimated half of all life on Earth. The event known as the Blip has upset the Flag Smashers, who want a world unified without borders, as Sam's partner Joaquin Torres, played by Danny Ramirez, explains it in the episode. During the premiere, the group is seen using V for Vendetta style tactics. We also know that the Flag Smashers' female leader is played by Erin Kellyman. Kellyman's character's name has been confirmed as Carly Morgenthau, which is an Easter egg reference to the character Flag Smasher from the comics. In the comics, Flag Smasher is a single villain with the male alter ego of Carl Morgenthau. He debuted in the pages of Captain America in the mid-80s. Morgenthau was the son of a peaceful diplomat who died in a political demonstration that turned violent. Carl then decided that by only abolishing all nations by any means necessary could world peace be achievable. His anti-patriotism ideals obviously clashed with the symbol and ideals of Captain America. Captain America and Flag Smasher's history included a climactic fight to stop a doomsday device, with Red Skull and U.S. Agent both involved. And it might actually happen, or maybe not. But since U.S. Agent is now in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, anything between Sam, him, and Flag Smasher could be possible. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is here. The action-packed first episode harks back to the MCU films fans know and love. It's a far cry from the wonderful weirdness of WandaVision, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have secrets to uncover. One of the most interesting reveals is the inclusion of a soldier named Joaquin Torres. Introduced as Sam Wilson's fellow soldier and later friend, he's also got an intriguing comic book history that suggests he could be taking on a recognizable mantle in the future. Why? Well, in Captain America Sam Wilson comics, Joaquin Torres is the second hero to take on the mantle of the Falcon. There's very much a mentor-mentee vibe in the dynamic between Sam Wilson and Joaquin Torres in the Falcon and Winter Soldier. But Marvel has definitely changed a few things in order for the narrative to work in the live-action MCU, unlike in the comics. For starters, the MCU's Torres is aged up a bit from the 17-year-old Torres from the comics. And actor Danny Ramirez is 28 years old, but has a baby face that plays far younger on the screen. However, while Torres has an air of youthful naivete, such as when he falls for an online conspiracy theory perpetrating that Steve Rogers is hidden on a base on the moon, he's quite skilled and he's quite capable of handling himself in a fight, and for Sam to trust him to be his eyes and ears. So though his age isn't explicitly stated, it's likely that the MCU version of Torres is in his mid-20s. Also different from the comics is Torres' backstory. Obviously, the MCU Torres has a few more miles on him than the teenager version of him from the comics, who was revealed to be kidnapped by a Serpent Society cult membership and turned into a half-human, half-hawk, vampire hybrid. Yeah, it was pretty weird. But in the MCU, the military storyline is very new. Not much has been yet revealed about Torres' life prior to joining the military, or whether or not he knew Sam prior to the mission they worked on together in the premiere. But it's likely they met in the MCU for the military or the US government, and the veteran Sam Wilson took a liking to the young, diligent soldier. Still, Torres' personality from the comics appears to have been transferred intact to the screen in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He is still full of youthful exuberance, and the idea of superheroes is still a little awe-inspiring for him, judging by the hint of hero worship in his interactions with Sam. He also is a do-gooder who strives to do the right thing, whether apologizing to a police officer he had knocked down, or trying to single-handedly stop a terrorist group, Flag Smashers, even though the only thing that got smashed was his own face. He's a good kid through and through in the comics, and so far, that appears to be unchanged. And speaking of getting faces smashed in, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier also doesn't hold back on the action. A good number of people actually die in the first episode. And although I do think the opening action sequence where he tries to take out Betrock the Leaper, while a beauty to behold, the sequence with Falcon dragged a little bit longer than it needed to, while Bucky seemed a little too short considering that it's more interesting in the larger MCU picture. But yeah, I really liked the first episode because of the fantastic acting from everyone and the amazing directing by Kerry Scoglin and the excellent and complex writing by the showrunner Malcolm Spellman. So yeah, that's my review of the first episode for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What did you think? Share your thoughts down below on what you thought of this video and the episode. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow my Instagram. Alright, bye everyone.